Hello, pile number one viewers. We are looking at your next big break, and I'm wondering where you are now versus what's trying to break through. Okay, so let's see if we can find that out. Your next big break, pile number one viewers. Let's see. What is your next big break? Maybe we'll find out what area of life your next big break is taking place. So we have the Magician. All right, right away I'm thinking a manifestation. Eight of Wands. You're moving towards it, or it is moving towards you. Your next big break is coming in like magic, is what this is saying. No way. All right. Yeah. Pile number one. I think you are about to, I heard, land your mark, hit your target. It's coming in fast and strong. I don't think that you, even if you tried to steer yourself in a different direction, somehow if you thought it was possible to mess this up, the feeling is to tell you absolutely not. It's not possible, because this is already in motion. This is already happening, okay? So your next big break is coming in via some form of personal magic, or magic that's taking place on your behalf. Your manifesting power is at work here to make this happen for you. And you're gonna reach some crazy level of success. I mean, look at all the cards on the table. You're gonna reach some crazy level of success that you didn't even see coming. I feel like pile number one, there's some of you who truly know the extent of your personal power and magic, and then there's others of you who are kind of oblivious to it, or you're humble about it. The thing is, it's like, I don't want to believe it. There's this feeling of not believing it until you see it. Not all of you are going to be like that. But I feel like there's a few of you watching that are like kind of cynical about it. I'll believe it when I see it type thing. The thing is, it's already happening. And you're moving in the direction of it. Some of you, your next big break has to do with a manifestation. Some of you have been manifesting a relocation or move with the Eight of Wands, or some maybe big vacation or travel destination that's been on your bucket list for a long time. Like, I'm looking at things on a mundane level as far as like how this could come through for you. It's a manifestation moving towards you, or you moving in the direction of it, in a way that's bringing a lot of success after, I feel, a time of adversity. Because let's not forget about the Six of Wands, which is triumph after adversity. It is victory, a victory moment. It is success and achievement. That is a soldier who's come back from war and now is receiving accolades that are well deserved and long overdue. That might be the vibration that you have right now. Like, you've been plugging away at something for a really long time. A goal, even a desire, the feeling of is a wish, right, that you've had or held on your heart and in your inner being for some time. You've held it for so long, and now the feeling is, well, the big break is that it's about to come through. Some of you are amped up for this and ready, like, you know that you're the shit, and you know that this is happening for you, and there's nothing that's going to talk you out of it and or make you believe otherwise. And then there's another portion of you, I feel, that you're like, but you know what, that feeling of it's whatever, I'll believe it when I see it, or I'll just kind of forget about it for now. If it's meant to be, it will show up. But you know what? There's power in that too, in a way, because at the end of the day, when you're kind of like, whatever, that's surrender. That's a point of letting go. And you're kind of like, it'll be what it'll be. C'est la vie, right? Que sera, sera. It's like that feeling of, I'm just gonna, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. There's no point in me stressing out, worrying about it, even thinking about it. I already did what I needed to do on my end, right? Now it's just a matter of time before the universe brings it in. So there's a little bit of surrender and letting go and releasing all of that, which kind of makes you pliable. It also puts you kind of out of the way, so that way the universe can do its thing, right? Without resistance getting in the way. So it's like you're taking a back seat, and it's also the feeling of letting the universe just do what it needs to do, because you already did what you have to do. So it's just a matter of time before it comes towards you. And we see that with the Eight of Wands. We see something headed towards you, but it's your magic in movement, okay? It's your magic in motion with the Magician and the Eight of Wands. And the Six of Wands is that victory moment. Like I said, some of you are aware of your power. Others of you are like, you know, it's kind of like you realize how amazing and powerful you are when it comes through. It's like, it's only then when you remind yourself or take credit for it. I mean, I don't know how to explain that kind of personality. Maybe some of you let me know in the comments. Like, what is a good word for that? It's like you only remember how freaking powerful and amazing you are when something comes through or when it finally arrives. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I did that. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of an oblivious energy, but in a good way. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words as far as trying to describe that personality type. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. My thing is, I see this Magician, and it's like, basically the card is saying, I have all the power. I have all the tools. I know how to bring my heaven to earth, right? Let's look at the image here, because that's what this card is doing. It has one hand pointed to the earthly realms, another one pointed to the realm of spirit. You have 4 elements on the table, and you as a magician are the 5th. You are the 5th element. These things cannot work in tandem without you being the vessel, okay, to make it happen. The Magician is all about going out and making things happen, bringing your heaven, right, down to earth in a tangible way, because everything is created first in the realm of spirit. Through visualization, let's say with the sword energy, right, your thoughts are involved there. You feel it in your heart with the cups. You take inspired action, right, as prompted with the wands. And then the physical coin, right, the tangibility of the earth energy is like putting resources and, you know, labor behind it. And it's you as the 5th element that is the vessel to harness all these energies to then put it in motion. Like I said, pile number 1, you are literally a manifestation in motion. You are the vessel to put it into motion, so that way it can be delivered to you. It's like this feeling of you get the wheels spinning, and then once the wheel's turning, it doesn't stop until it arrives at its destination. And right here, 8 of Wands, you are on a journey to arrive at this achievement and success, or the attainment of a goal. But it's your magic that has put all these things into motion, so now that they can happen for you, they could arrive. 8 of Wands, phone calls, emails, texts, okay? Lots of communication. You being launched in the direction of your heart's desire, okay? Think about wands are inspired action. When we get the spark, the nudge, we have to take action upon it. If we don't, the alternative is being really restless. So I feel like some of you are being prompted right now, right? Because it feels like the magic is like building up and building up and building up. It's like a champagne bottle that's been shook up. You know, one little move and that cork is going to blow, and everything just floods out, right? So it feels like everything's been building up and building up. And look, I got the image of a champagne bottle in my head. That right there tells me celebration, okay? But there's this buildup of energy that pushes the champagne or the cork loose and the champagne out of the bottle, right? So there's this feeling of there's a buildup of energy, and it's getting to this point where you're gonna have to take action if you haven't already. To take action with the Eight of Wands in the direction of your manifestation. Why? Because the Magician is all about making something happen. And if not, you get restless. If not, the tension builds in the bottle, right? The force builds in that bottle. And that's not comfortable. It needs to eventually be released. So there's this feeling of the manifestation has been building, building, and building, and building. And it's about to get released to you. Likewise, you're about to get kind of launched or pushed to take the action, which then brings it to you. And we know where it's headed because we see the Six of Wands, and this is all about your success and achievement of it. Don't be surprised if you get some news, a download, again, some mode of communication or method of communication that comes through, phone calls, emails, texts. Don't be surprised if you get prompted to go somewhere, travel somewhere, out of the ordinary. It's this feeling of you're going to get prompted. You're going to receive a nudge from spirit. You're going to be required to act upon it. But in that acting upon it, that's where the big break comes through. And it sets everything into motion to bring this to tangible fruition. Again, you're heaven down to earth. But it's all you. It's all you. And this is, like I said, long overdue, well-deserved. You earned this shit. If it comes through, it's because this really is your magic in motion. And I almost want to say to you, if you're part of the group that, you know, kind of doesn't really realize how powerful you are until the manifestation lands, and then it's that, then at that point that you're reminded, I almost want to say to you, never doubt it again. When this shit comes through, never doubt it again. Or never kind of it's this feeling of making it small, or I almost want to say don't be humble about it, right? Don't be humble about it, because you're exactly who you think you are all the time, whether you see the manifestation in front of you or not, whether it manifests in 5 seconds or in 5 years. Don't forget how powerful you are. And don't humble yourself either. Don't minimize it. Own it. Claim it, right? Know that about yourself with every ounce of your being. Because there's this feeling of why do I get the feeling that this is, for some of you, this is the last time you will doubt your magic. You will never question it again. You will move forward from this moment on as the energy, or with the energy of, I know. I know. There's no ifs. There's no, well, maybe in that energy of I know. It's solid, it's confident, it's secure, it's stable, and it does not budge. For others of you, you are and have been confident in this manifestation arriving for you, or in this goal being achieved, or you being moved in this new direction. You have embodied it fully. And in that embodying it fully, it feels like a shift has occurred, and is kind of, the feeling is, I'm hearing the wheel spinning. The wheel, not only the wheel spinning to move you in the direction of it, but there's a turning of the wheel. There's a big shift that's coming about because of this embodied energy. And it feels like a snowball effect for those of you. And it does feel a little nonstop. So expect things to take off very quickly, to move you in this direction, no matter, what area you find yourself in as far as self-belief. Okay, like I said, there's some of you who have kind of put it in the back of your mind, don't really think about your magic or your power until it lands, and then others of you, you embody that fully with wholehearted confidence, But either way, the Eight of Wands is saying this is coming in fast, whether you realize it, or you're already embodying the vibration of I know. I want to look underneath the deck. Just curious. Underlying influence. Maybe something that's hidden from view. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? You have the Four of Wands. That's crazy stuff. You literally have two cards of, well, 1, 2, and 3. 3 cards of major successes here and achievement. Now, for some of you, you're manifesting a relocation or move. For some of you, I think it might be tied to work or creative endeavors or goals that you have with the Eight of Wands. I say move because of the Eight of Wands. That's also about movement, speed, action, momentum, travel, for sure. But you also have this beautiful Four of Wands, which is about home and hearth and marriage. Okay, so for some of you, the next big break could come through as a result of maybe manifesting love and or romance, or an aligned match. Aligned match, because the Four of Wands is, a hidden 1111 card. And I'm thinking of the word, recognition and awards or rewards, or finally getting your flowers, okay, after a difficult chapter. And it's coming from that Six of Wands, like I said, triumph over adversity. So it feels like you're finally getting to a place where you're being seen, you're being recognized. I think people are also seeing you through a new light, and that can come in the form of romantic, right? People seeing you romantically in a new light. This could also be in regards to your career or your successes, or the things that, maybe you've been working towards. Finally, people recognizing you for, again, what you bring to the table over here, right? With the Magician. And it's being seen in a positive light overall. And this is kind of creating like a magnetism that you have going on. And it could attract partnerships, business or otherwise, career opportunities, creative breakthroughs, for sure. A big breakthrough when it comes to love, maybe a manifestation, and or, like I said, for some of you, you're looking to manifest a home, relocate to another house, a place, new location. So the big break, I think, is coming through. For some of you, I could say love with the Four of Wands and a new home with the Four of Wands. For some of you, it's going to be a creative breakthrough with the Eight of Wands, and or a manifestation and a goal that you have been working towards continuously. Underneath the surface, the Four of Wands is saying, yeah, you're about to achieve this. There's something to celebrate. And what's interesting is I had the image of the champagne bottle cork popping. And a lot of times the Four of Wands can talk about celebration. So this is going to be a huge celebratory moment for you guys. And underneath the surface, I'm hearing shelf stable. Okay. Maybe that's coming from the 4 energy in the 4 of Wands, because that number talks about structure, stability, and a strong foundation. So I wonder also for some of you, this is going to bring a new beginning, because we have the number 1 on the table with the Magician. We have balance and alignment and harmony with the number 6. And then the 8 speaks of abundance. It can speak of cycles too. When we think about the rebirth energy of the number 8, okay? I'm also wondering if for some of you, there's this feeling of karma being repaid in kind, okay? This is like, it feels like a past life scenario for some of you as well, watching pile number 1, where you've paid your dues, okay? Let's go back to all the battles you fought in the 6 of Wands to get to this point where you can achieve your life's mission or a goal or purpose. That's what the 8 of Wands is also giving me. It's like this feeling of, oh, I'll come back down to earth school if it means I can achieve this one thing. And it kind of feels like this is the lifetime where you achieve it. You recycled several times to get to this point of becoming masterful, like the Magician. You got yourself to a point where you were shelf stable, all right? You were stable enough to achieve this. And everything you've ever been through in this lifetime or previous ones was all leading up to this moment of achieving a goal and a manifestation. Like, honestly, you have some of the best cards on the freaking table. Like, I don't even know. That doesn't always happen. Pile number 1. Yeah, your pile number 1 and your first card is the Magician, which is a number 1, right? Let's see. I think this manifestation is huge. You have the power to manipulate all elements also with the Magician. And earth, air, water, fire, right? In motion to create the kinetic energy, to put it in motion, to achieve it here. So your big break is, it's not happenstance, okay? This is all you, like I said. This is all you. So when it comes through, I want to say, when you achieve what it is that you set out to do or you've been intending, I want you to give yourself all the credit. You did that shit. And it's like, yeah, like I was saying earlier, don't be humble about it. And I'm not saying to go out and shout it to the roof, for everybody to know what you did or what you achieved, but it's like inside, truly own it and embody that fact. Okay? Look at that. You have divine energy. You are a goddess or a god, right? So this is divine energy here. You have embodied that divinity. And that divinity has power. When you get to a point where you actually know who the hell you are and that you are infinite, this is where everything just starts to like, like I said, there's a snowball effect. So you got into a place where you have reached like some kind of divine alchemy within yourself or enlightenment to get to this point that then allows the manifestation to come through, allows you to be moved and to work your energy in the direction of that, and then to have it just boom, land. Like I said, it's gonna come in fast. Sometimes I think it's the earthly realm that we live in that, you know, makes us question our power, our magic, our potential, if we can, if it's possible. That's a very human thing to kind of like vacillate with in your own mind, heart, and spirit. But I feel like when this comes through, you're never gonna feel that ever again. You're never gonna question how freaking magical and powerful you are. And you're gonna realize that you're in it to win it. You were always in it to win it. That if you're here now, Pile 1, it's because you wanted to play the game, but you wanted to play it to win it. I think this is the lifetime where you truly know how to win the game. And I think also when you get to that point, you're not coming back. It might have taken many lifetimes, and this one included, to get to a point where you were stable enough to achieve this goal, this gift, I heard. You've reached your divine solar light. You've reached your divine golden era. You've gotten to a point where you've transmuted and worked through all the aspects of the elements within yourself to harmonize them, alchemize them, to get to this point where you can be a magnet to attract, just because your power is that potent now in this divine light. No way. Trinka 5, manifesting money and income. Yeah. So big money could be coming through. That could be your big break. You could be manifesting more abundance. A lot of it. Enough to celebrate, right? Maybe an uplift in career or financial income. You know, for some of you, it could be a windfall. I don't know. I just see so many positive cards on the table. I don't even know how to like explain in what way this could come through, but you're all manifesting something special. And again, I think it's just because you've reached that status within yourself divinely with this goddess energy. And then you have that, which is like the 555, which also is symbolic of change with the number. And you're also manifesting something big. And, you know, the Magician is all about manifesting. And then you actually have a card that says it. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Well, what do you know? We have little luxuries, generates luxurious experiences and surroundings, okay? So there's going to be like an up level. The big break might come through in a very tangible earthly way, maybe with money, travel, luxury experiences, your surroundings, your environment, you know, especially if it's a new home with the 4 of Wands, could definitely change. Okay, that's where the big break could come through. But there's some major successes I feel like I hear knocking them out of the park. Like you're knocking everything out. What was that? Something just fell. That was weird. Okay, it wasn't that something fell. I had a rubber band. Look at this. It just snapped. As I was saying that, it just snapped and broke. Whoa. So again, remember I was talking about that tension in the bottle? And then the cork, you know, blowing? Well, when you put tension on a rubber band, it snaps. but then it bounces back to you, right? So that rubber band was holding my tea light bag, because I have a plastic bag of tea lights, closed. It was holding my tea light bag closed, and it just literally snapped off of that. So right there's the break, right? It's crazy. We're talking about breaks, and it was holding this bag. It was holding this bag. I had it like this, right? And the rubber band over the edge. So we're here talking about your next big break, and the freaking rubber band breaks. Can't make this stuff up. It's crazy timing. So let's see if we can get another card. This is wild, pile number 1. Divine timing. Okay, divine timing, everything happening right on time, right on schedule, exactly as it's supposed to, no sooner, no later. You also have the beautiful energy of the balance between the moon and the sun. Again, you being in alignment to achieve this now, to be moved in the direction of it now, to be divinely inspired to take the action, to put it into motion right now. Some of you have already taken the action. Others of you are getting to a point where the angst is building, and you're going to have to take the action if you want, right? If you want this to happen, but you're not going to be able to help it. The feeling is you're going to end up snapping, right? Look at this. Snapping, and something's going to snap, and it's going to prompt you to do that, to move in the direction of it, to finally make it happen. Because you're ready. You have everything that you need already within you to allow this to take place, right? To put it into motion, like I said, with the 8 of Wands, so you can achieve it. So again, I don't know what stage of the journey you're at, but either way, you're on the journey right now with the 8 of Wands to achieve it right on time. Expect, big breaks when it comes to your money, when it comes to travel, when it comes to a new home or a relocation for you. Expect a big break when it comes to a creative goal, project, or endeavor taking off. With the 6 of Wands, you achieving something you've been putting your heart into for some time as well. Expect big breaks when it comes to your overall, right, earthly experience. Maybe more income, more abundance, more prosperity in areas of your life. Also a big break when it comes to, because it says healing, right? Your healing journey. I feel some of you, pile number 1, the healing journey is already over. And now it's time to receive. Because when you're going through the healing process, you're working through the shadow, you're facing adversity, you're going through all these things, it's to prepare you to receive. It's to prepare the container to receive. Like I said, to become shelf stable. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's get a final oracle message. I'm using the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Whoa, that's that is a lot. That is a lot of cards, but the one that's showing up here is abundance, okay? And I will read that one because that's the one that showed its face. Let's see. Hold on here. I'm gonna get the rest of them out the way. All right. We will be here all day reading them. But you have the abundance. Let's see here. That's crazy. We were just talking about abundance. All right. We're talking about all of that. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Wait a minute here. Number 1. Okay. A Magician, a number 1. So right off the bat, I have to say this is going to bring in a lot of changes, yes, and a brand new beginning. Changes with the 555, right? That angel number is all about changes, major changes. I think you're being catapulted in the direction of these changes, but it's bringing a lot of success because you're ready for it. You're stable to receive it now. And it's time, right? We have divine timing on the table. And now you have an abundance card to line up with the manifesting money and income, right? The little luxuries, okay? I like it so far. Let's see what it says. Wildflowers are not intentionally planted. They are untamed, natural, and free. Their fragrance calls bees to pollinate them so that seeds are created to continue the cycle of life. These kinds of natural flowers don't try to be profuse and beautiful. They just are. Like I said, it's that feeling of I know, I am, right? I got a download a couple years ago that said, everything is because I am. This is kind of tying into that. You just are. You just are a powerful being. You just are a divine being. And with that, right, comes magic. Yeah, they just are, without struggle, worry, or resistance, right? Like I was talking about the resistance that we could feel oftentimes, especially on the road to manifest something. We question ourselves. We question if it's ever going to happen. It's very human. It says they are abundant without effort. Prosperity is your birthright. And the grand profusion of a field of untamed flowers reminds you that a windfall is coming. Now, I did mention windfall, especially with the manifesting money and income on the table, right? And the little luxuries. I mentioned the windfall. But like I said, I felt that if there was a windfall coming to you, it's because this has been lifetimes in the making. Okay, like I said, you came down to earth to play this game one last time. You're like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll come down to earth. I'll play this game one more time if it means I can achieve this. Okay, like that's the feeling that I got. All right, so windfall's coming. That's your big break. I don't know what area of life it could be. You let me know. It's simply a matter of aligning your vibration and frequency with that which you desire to manifest. Come on. Do you see this? So yeah, manifesting money and income. You have the Magician on the table, which is, definitely the card of manifestation. So you are aligned. I said the alchemical alignment of the sun and the moon, which is the alchemy within ourselves to bring us to this point of inner alignment. So that way we can achieve, right? A dream, a goal, a manifestation. So your next big break has to do with a big manifestation, pile number one. All right, so it says, the sacred landscape wants you to know everything is blossoming in your life. Open yourself to receive. Like I said, preparing the container to receive. A lot of times, the shadow work that we do, the inner alchemy that we do is to prepare the container to receive what we've always been capable of, what was always meant for us, and what our purpose was here to achieve, right? All right, so let's keep going. Abundance, fulfillment, and prosperity are ready to be activated in your life. Life desires you to prosper. You are moving forward or toward an outpouring of money, energy, time, and love. Opportunities are limitless. However, you must take action. Nah, come on. Do you see this magic in real time with my readings? I love this shit. Okay, I love it. This is how you know that I'm in alignment, okay, as a reader. You see the synchronicities in real time. So yeah, this is basically word for word what I was already saying, okay? And one more layer of added synchronicity will be the dice, okay, when I roll them. But let's keep going. Because yeah, it's like you must take action. That's what the Eight of Wands is all about. Like I was saying, you're going to have to, take the action, because if you don't, you'll feel restless. And it's like all that energy is going to build up until it blows or it pops like the cork from the champagne bottle. It's going to get to a point where you're going to have to move upon it. Like the magic, put the magic into motion, right? So yeah, this is completely in alignment. However, you must take action in the direction of your dreams. Don't wait for abundance to fall into your lap. Take steps, give deeply and fully. Don't hold back. This card reveals that this is a great time to make investments. The more you give with a free and open heart, the more you will receive. Be grateful for what you already have, and even more will flow to you. Okay? So, yeah, this card is completely on point. Let's see if we can get an angel number to further confirm what has already been shared in this reading. We have 2. We have a 9. okay, and a 9. So 299 is your angel number. Go ahead and look that number up, see what it brings to you. I know this was a long one, pile number 1 viewers, but thank you for sticking with me. If you watched it from beginning to end, let me know in the comment section. I do appreciate that. If you feel that this helped you in a magical way, please let me know. Like, share, subscribe, hype up the video to boost it in the algorithm so this reading can find who it's meant for. You can take it a step further by becoming a channel member. I have exclusive readings and content that I put out for members only. You could also go beyond that if you like by visiting me on Etsy. Link to my Etsy store is down below. I have personal readings there when I have the time, handmade things like channeled paintings and jewelry that I make myself. So much love to you wherever you are. Thank you for spending time with me today. Take care and always keep shining. Pile number 2, we are looking at your next big break. What area of life is your next big break coming through? Let's see. I also want to take a look, maybe if we could find out like where you are now in your journey versus like what's breaking through, right? Let's see, your next big break. All right, so we have the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, okay, and the Judgment. I love this. This feels like some kind of freedom and release happening with the Judgment. A letting go, and it's like a rebirth moment. Think of a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? So your next big break is coming through in regards to a rebirth moment, a renewal. This feeling of being brand new, fresh face to the world, given a fresh start even. And the reason why I say that is because 9 as a number is the approach of an ending. And then the Judgment, you know, it's 2 10s in the card. 10s are all about completion, endings, and the closing out of cycles. So I feel like there's wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups that's leading you to this liberating moment. The 9 of Cups is also about happiness and finding happiness within oneself. This feeling of satisfaction. I don't know why I'm hearing job well done. I don't know. I don't really associate that phrase with the 9 of Cups, but there's something about a job well done. And it also feels like all the battles you fought with the 7 of Wands, right? The struggles you faced and the challenges on your journey. I say journey because 7 as a number usually speaks of like one spiritual journey. And I feel like you've been on a spiritual journey to try to get to this point where you're not carrying anything anymore that would weigh you down. It's like the lifting of limitation and resistance, and there's an inner freedom, but there's also this feeling of an external freedom too. So I don't know if this break and or breakthrough that's coming in is in regards to a spiritual liberation of sorts, where you're free, finally free of the past and all the weight and burdens of those experiences that you've been carrying, and you're finding yourself feeling more self-fulfilled, self-loving, and happy overall, and also lighter for it, right? Which also puts you in alignment to achieve a wish with the 9 of Cups. Or if this is like an actual physical liberation in some area of your life that you've been struggling with. Like for instance, just on a very mundane level, you could be like, well, I've been working at this shit job for so long, 7 of Wands. I've been fighting coworkers. I've been putting my feet down with, you know, maybe family members and people in my life. And just like every time people are trying to come at me with the 7 of Wands, you know what I mean? It's been a challenge and a struggle. And now all of a sudden, I'm out of that job. I got a new one. It makes me happier. All of a sudden, those rifts with those people in my family or with my friends have been healed, or I decided to just like cut them off and go solo. And now I'm loving myself. My boundaries are solid, and I'm not letting people, places, and situations kind of like get the upper hand over me. And there's this feeling of not only is there freedom and liberation when it comes to your environment, or, you know, maybe something that's been weighing you down, but also there's this spiritual liberation too that just lightens your vibe. So the breakthrough is coming in that way for you. Something is breaking you out of a situation that was putting you in this vibration where you always felt you had to fight for everything. And the Nine of Cups is giving me, well, the big break is that you're not going to have to fight for the things that you wish for, desire, or you're not going to have to fight for your happiness anymore with this. Because you're freed, right? You've broken free over here. So that's a big break. You're breaking free of anything that would hinder, hurt, harm, block, right? Or delay your happiness, delay your wish fulfillment. Nine of Cups, right? This is the break free energy. You're not going to have to fight for the things that you desire anymore. That's the big break. I feel like to say to you, that cycle where you had to fight to live, to survive, if you were living in survival mode, that's over with here with the Judgment card, because the Judgment is a rebirth, a renewal. The weight of the past is completely lifted off of you with that energy. You're able to level up and rise up without anything trying to hold you back. So I want to say to you, pile number 2, the big break is saying, hey, it's all up from here. It's going to be easier to manifest your wishes. It's going to be easier and feel better, right? You're going to feel better, and it's going to be easier to be happy. Because you don't have these nagging, I'm hearing nagging, the Seven of Wands, nagging challenges and obstacles in your way anymore. The Judgment is like you've broken out of that box. You're living now outside of the box. The box that once tried to contain you, confine you, you're no longer in that situation or in that cycle. You're going to feel so much better, so much freer, so much lighter, so much happier. I also feel because a lot of the things that kept you in that energy of survival or resistance or struggle and having to fight, all of that is like, it feels like this dissipating energy, this dissolving energy. For one, the reason why this is happening for you now, and this is about to break, right? This is your big break spiritually, I think, for a lot of you, and also physically too, is because for one, you're not the same person anymore with the Judgment. You are not the same person you were even just a day ago, let alone 6 months ago, let alone a year, 3 years, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And that cycle of refinement, of being faceted like a diamond from the rough, like a lotus grown from mud, right? Like a butterfly in the cocoon now ready to spread its wings and fly. Like that cycle of refinement to getting to this point where you can blossom and bloom and be free, right? That cycle is over. It's going to be so much easier to accomplish the things that you desire, the things that you have set your heart on with the Knight of Cups, especially the things that you have envisioned for your journey. And that's big because you don't have any more resistance getting in the way of what you wish for your life or how you desire it to be. I also feel like to say to you with the Seven of Wands, the Judgment, if people, places, things are kind of seeing their way out of your journey at this time, allow them to go. Allow yourself to be free of them. Don't try to hold on to what's leaving. Because if it put you, if anything, put you in this energy here where you always had to, like, where love was hard, where money was hard, where work was hard, where friendships were hard, where maintaining family relationships was hard. If it's leaving your life, if these things are leaving your life, you know, if you're breaking ties with friends, if you're saying goodbye to a job, if you're, you see what I mean? There's so many different ways that that things can just kind of fall off or fall out. And if this is happening, what it's doing is to make space for your happiness. So try not to hold on to what's kind of seeing its way out. Allow it to go in, you know, in gratitude and in love, and let it be what it will be, because the feeling I'm getting from this is just ease. The big break is all about the next chapter being easy. I'm getting the affirmation or the phrase, okay, universe, show me how good it can get and how fast it can get good. That's pile number 2. That is the essence and the feeling of this reading for you. Because it's about to get good really fast. Okay. The fight is over. The struggles are over. Your happiness is, you're on the brink of a major turning point where happiness becomes easy for you. Good things flow to you with ease. You do not have the weight of the last cycle creating resistance anymore. That is what's falling away as well. And the big break is in regards to how easy it can get good. How quickly it can get good. I heard blink of an eye. The snap of a finger. And it's like poof. Free. Liberated. Not an issue anymore. Problems resolved. Like magic, like clockwork overnight. That's why she's floating up in the air. You see this? And you have these other energies trying to pull her back down, and she's like, no, it's only up and up and up and up. Only up from here. No more fighting. No more stressing yourself out over people, places, and things. No. Your energy is better well spent, okay? Being happy, loving on yourself, indulging yourself a little bit, spoiling yourself. I want to look underneath here for hidden energy, hidden influence, possibly. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. I like the Knight of Pentacles. Why? Because he's steady, right? Solid as a rock. He knows what he wants. And it's this feeling of also all in good time. Because he's a type that, you know, does take his time. Underneath the surface, this has been slow in coming. Yeah, possibly. But it was a work in progress, is what I'm hearing from that. This moment of liberation was a work in progress. And it couldn't, also that process could not be rushed. Okay, it couldn't be rushed. You got to dot every I, cross every T, measure twice, cut once. Okay, that is the Knight of Pentacles. And you were going through a process of, again, the energy of refinement. Okay. But you're also, you know, the process of refinement might have been slow in coming or slow in, you know, happening, but it is getting to a point where it's like, poof, you go from this to this. You go from fighting for your life to I'm free of this shit, right? It's not an issue anymore. And then here's the feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction over here with the Nine of Cups. Because I don't know why I'm getting with the Knight of Pentacles. You were patient. The Knight of Pentacles is saying, I was patient. I was generous with my energy. I was generous with my time. I waited. You know, I was persistent. I was consistent. I was careful. I did everything I was supposed to do. I showed up every day. Whether that's in relationships or at a job or, you know, towards your goals, you showed up. And you know what? That persistence, the feeling is here, that consistency, or you being consistent, you know, that perseverance is about to pay off. Again, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. You go from fighting for your life to all of a sudden being liberated and receiving and feeling lighter of spirit, happier and fulfilled. And it was a long time coming. It's about time, the feeling is. It's about freaking time. Again, Knight of Pentacles, steady, slow moving, doing everything right. That was you. And it wasn't easy. Seven of Wands sometimes can feel challenging and difficult. With people, places, things, situations, I always feel like everything being thrown at you all at once, but no matter what, you stayed steady. You were steadily moving in the direction of this liberating moment right here. All the while, you were steadily moving in the direction of your Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment all along, despite the resistance and the challenges over here with the Seven of Wands that you might have been experiencing along the way. And that's why I feel like there's a moment where it's going to be like poof, suddenly, like magic, like clockwork, overnight, to set you free, to give you the big break. Because it was all leading up to it. It's like a weight off your shoulder. Look at that healing energy. I love that. It says true healing of the mind, body, and soul. Yeah, which is so liberating. Like I said, for some of you, it is going to be a spiritual liberation. You don't have those worries anymore. You don't feel that resistance anymore. You don't have those struggles in your mind, in your heart, in your body anymore, right? You're steady, you're stable. And once it's the feeling is once it's out of the way, you find yourself with the Nine of Cups so much more happier. And then it's like all up from here, right? It's all upward and onward from here. I have the whole thing upside down. No way. Okay, so, and these cards are not read reverse, but it says wishes come true. Look at that. And I was saying it's going to happen like poof, right? Wishes come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. Look at that. Like poof overnight, right? Yeah. From one day to the next, boom, you're free. You're liberated. And the happiness, the wishes start to flow in, flood in, and come through. You're at ease. This is wish fulfillment. And then you have the wish come true card. So I think these are confirming that. And I also feel like the healing is confirming the liberating energy, because it's like once you're healed of that stuff that caused and created so much resistance over here, it is liberating. You're not carrying that around anymore. Yeah, it's liberating because you're not carrying it around anymore. Oh, look at that. And you have the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Okay, so fortune is shifting and changing. Your biggest wishes are about to come true. You're about to achieve them. You're entering a period of healing. Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's all lining up. It's all lining up. Heck yeah. I do want to grab one of these cards. You're on the road to wish fulfillment. And I feel like the wish fulfillment that comes through for some of you is going to feel like such a relief. It feels like an answered prayer. It feels like just a weight off your shoulder because it's arrived. Okay. And for those of you watching, your wish fulfillment, whatever that means to you, is going to be different for all of you. You all have different things that you're working towards or striving for over here with the Seven of Wands, right? I also feel like a lot of you have had to put down solid, healthy boundaries out of self-preservation and self-love so you can heal as well and get to a point where you can achieve your wish fulfillment and this beautiful positive energy of the sun that's coming through now. Again, the sun sheds light and exposes what was hidden, exposes what was in the dark. It also brings clarity. The sun also brings success, vitality, and newfound energy. And I feel that you're going to feel all of that here with the Judgment card once this is out of the way. Once you feel freed and liberated in the direction of your wish fulfillment, you're going to feel this like renewed sense of self and like revitalized energy too. This is that rebirth. This is that renewal with the Judgment. You're going to be a completely brand new person. Once you're liberated from whatever it was that created so much resistance, whether physically or otherwise, you're going to feel 100% brand new. And life is just going to feel so much more positive. The sun brings positive energy. Okay. Just want maybe one card. Let's see. Oh, I love that. So again, the earth energy, the Terra card, right? It's like you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is solid, secure, and look at how everything is flowing. It's like everything now can flow, all right? You don't have blockages creating resistance from all of the things that, you've been striving for or working towards or wanting to achieve. You don't have anything getting in the way of that. So now it can just flow. It can just flow to you. And you're stable, so it can, all right? I love that card. It's also this feeling of, you have the mountains there, and it's like, we have mountains we climb in our life metaphorically or figuratively, right? And I feel like the Judgment is saying, yeah, we're not climbing those mountains anymore. We're done climbing. We're done being Sisyphus and the rock, right? Greek mythology. We're done pushing that rock up the mountain. We're not doing that anymore. Instead, we're just going to flow down the mountain instead. And there's something here. This big break is allowing something to flow to you and for you to flow in the direction of it. Instead of climbing uphill, we're not doing that anymore. It's almost like just going down a lazy river instead to get, like I said, ease, right? This next cycle is all about things flowing to you with ease, not with a fight, not with resistance, none of that. All right, let's see if we can get a final oracle card. I have the Sacred Destiny Oracle I'm using here, and then I'm going to roll the dice for angel numbers. Oh, look at that flexibility. Okay, yeah. Maybe take on a flexible approach. Be like water. Water is flexible, right? It takes the shape of whatever container it's in. Let's see what it says. Like I said, you're not fighting battles anymore. You're picking and choosing battles, but you're not fighting them. You know, they say you got to pick and choose your battles, that, you know, certain ones just are the ones you're willing to fight. That's also about being flexible. All right, so let's see. It says, the symbolism of bamboo runs deep. Where as many larger, seemingly stronger trees will break in high winds, bamboo simply bends and sways. Bend so you don't break, right? Its flexibility allows it to survive and even thrive while other species suffer, fight, or struggle, right? Even during a hard winter when its branches are laden with snow, bamboo doesn't break. It snaps back when the snow melts in the spring. What's funny, in pile number 1, I was talking about the broken rubber band, and a broken rubber band does snap back. Okay, interesting. This broke while I was doing a reading. I heard the noise and I thought something fell, and ended up being the rubber band, but it tied into the reading, sure enough. And I also feel like it's tying into this as well. But it says, it also has a strong root system, right? Solid, like I said, like a rock over here. Strong root system, so that during great storms, look at that, challenges, struggles, look at that, it survives. Additionally, like I said, you're done being in survival mode, I think, right? Additionally, it is often a symbol of abundance because of its rapid growth. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to come through really fast. Whatever this was, like, it was slow and steady wins the race over here with the Knight of Pentacles. But now that you've gotten to this point of, right, of releasing resistance, I feel it's going to happen quickly. And that's why this card showed up, because it was saying rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. So yeah, it says it's often a symbol of abundance because it's its rapid growth. It's upward, verdant, constant growth, upward. Like I said, I was like, it's only up from here, remember? The Judgment was saying it's only up from here. Its verdant, constant growth is used as a metaphor for the fulfilling rise of prosperity. Oh my gosh. Wait, now I'm tongue-tied because this is crazy. Additionally, it's often a symbol of abundance because of its rapid growth, right? And then it's upward, like I said, onward and upward here. It's only up from here. Its upward, verdant, constant growth is used as a metaphor for the fulfilling rise of prosperity. Yeah, wishes come true, prosperity, rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. What the heck? And that's crazy. Remember, I'm going to finish reading this over here. But remember I was saying like a lazy river? I was using the metaphor and the figurative language of a lazy river with this card. And literally on the other side of the page is meandering river and flow. And I was saying everything's just going to flow to you now, right? Look at the image on the card. I said everything's just going to flow to you now. We're not climbing up mountains anymore, right? We're just allowing ourselves to flow in the direction. We're flowing down the mountain instead. And you literally have the flow card on the other side. So what I'm going to do is just leave this wide open. If you want to pause the screen to read this part also, you're more than welcome to do that. But it says, the sacred landscape wants you to know the meaning of this card is rich and varied. It cautions you to be flexible in your life. Be willing to bend and yield. There are times to stand strong, but there are also times to go around a situation. Like I said, we're not climbing up mountains anymore. Right? We're not fighting those battles. We're not going to be Sisyphus in the rock, pushing rocks up the hill or the mountain. We're going to, be very conscientious of picking and choosing, what battles we choose to fight, because we're trying to flow and be at ease. Pile number 2, that's you. There are times to stand strong, but there are also times to go around a situation rather than face it head on. Look at that. This card suggests being amenable, to change. And yeah, I feel like you have a change, or you're in the transitionary period of change because of the judgment. The judgment releases stuff so you can be free of it. So that way, you know, you can move on to the next thing. It's also a fantastic card for abundance and prosperity. And it suggests that if you're flexible, prosperity can and will come your way in all areas. Additionally, it suggests that a time of rapid growth is ahead. Don't resist it, right? Right here is the resistance. Don't resist it. The time is right for this surge of spiritual growth to occur. And I was saying for some of you that the big break is spiritually. But then for others of you, it's, you know, in your physical environment, circumstance too. But it's to help put you on the path to wish fulfillment, and your wishes come true, your success, your prosperity. It's all about things flowing to you now. Okay? So yeah, look at, that's crazy that this showed up. I almost want to read it, okay? I'm going to read this part. Oh no, come on. And then you have Snowy Mountain Peak. Wait a minute here. We're not climbing up mountains anymore, right? This synchronicity could keep going and going and going, and I might never stop. I love when this happens in my readings though, because it shows the magic in real time. It shows my alignment as a reader, but I digress. Let's read this. We're already here, right? There are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. Notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Do not resist, okay? When you go with the flow, your life force expands, and healing on all levels abounds. This is also the time to release the old. Wait a minute here. That's what the judgment's all about, right? We're letting go of whatever's like kind of making its way out of our life. We're just not holding on to it. We're not gonna, you know, force it to stay. None of that stuff. This is about releasing the weight of the past. Yeah, this is also the time to release old limiting patterns, forgive and let go of the need to be right about your beliefs. If you're feeling the smooth current of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. When you enter the flow with gratitude and love, right? Lots of love, self-love will be here. You'll find blessings surrounding you. You will enter into a state of grace, and healing will abound. Okay. Yeah, this completely makes sense to me with everything that showed up on the table for you. Let's see if we can get an angel number here to further confirm this reading for you. I love when that happens. Let's see. We have, that is a 6. Okay, 6. That's a 3. And we have an 8. So 638 is your angel number. Go ahead and look up that number, see what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to support this channel. Consider hyping up the video as well. That's a new feature here on YouTube. If you hype up the video, it boosts it in the algorithm for others that need to find this video or this message. You could also consider joining my channel membership for exclusive readings and content that I put out for members only. You could also visit me on Etsy. Link is down below. I have personal readings there, things that I make by hand, channel paintings that I do as well. So yeah, have fun exploring if you wish. Much love to you. Thank you for joining me today. Take care and always keep shining. Pile number 3 viewers, we are looking at your next big break. I want to see what your next big break is going to look like, maybe what area of life it will show up in. In addition to that, I kind of want to see if the cards will tell us where you're at, right? And where the big break maybe is coming from, or what it will look like when it gets here. Let's see. Your next big break. File number 2 viewers. All right. Wow. So we have the beauty of the Empress. We have the Ace of Wands. So brand new beginning. So I feel like she's birthing this new beginning. I always say the Empress is the manifestation of a dream or a wish or something that's been gestating in the inner realm that's ready to be birthed into your outer everyday life tangible experience. And then you have the beautiful energy of the Ace of Wands, which is all about big, bright ideas, the motivation, the drive, the kickstart of something new, the inspired action that you take in the direction of it. It's like launching something off the ground, okay? It's like this feeling of hit the ground running. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Nine of Pentacles. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, if I need more cards, I will grab off to the side. Sometimes I even look underneath the deck as the underlying energy, but we'll get there in a minute. This is saying to me that you are creating something right now. It could be a project. It could be literal, you know, hey, your next big break could be a fertility story. But the feeling is here, whether it's the birth of a child, a project, a dream, or a manifestation, this is bringing with it a very, very big, bright new beginning. And your next big break is in that area of creation. Again, like I said, whether it's a manifestation, some form of expansion in your life as well, because number 3 is energy of expansion, creation, manifestation. And I feel like this is where the big break is. It's in regards to something becoming more abundant, more fertile in your life, more expansive. Nine of Pentacles is here saying, look, here's the proof in the pudding, is what she's telling me. Here's the proof that your hard work is paying off. Here's the proof that the labor that you have given to birth this new beginning is going to be worth your while. Nine of Pentacles is luxury. It's this feeling of like self-care and spoiling yourself. It feels like this fruitfulness that you have and that you advance and or level up in through, you know, everyday tangible experiences, like maybe getting more money, maybe getting a makeover or some upgrade to your wardrobe, maybe even to your environment or your home. I feel like some of you are receiving tangible gifts of abundance that are going to give you the ease of a new beginning. But I also feel like whether they're gifted to you by the universe, or you're manifesting them, or you're working for them, either way, no matter how it comes to you, it's still bringing you a fresh start. And it also feels like really exciting. So again, I don't know if there's going to be some upgrades or level up in your career situation that affords you more, you know, free time and money. I don't know if you're in the midst of manifesting something that's going to maybe help you bring in more abundance, tangible, you know, prosperity in some way that you can live, experience, maybe even have fun with. I also feel like there's a creative project that wants to be birthed or wants to come from you. And I think that this creative project could really be lucrative, especially with the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like, imagine gestating an idea within yourself and then finally taking the inspired action upon it. And the next thing you know, it's a big money maker. The next thing you know, you get a big break and it starts generating a substantial or abundant income, which then again allows you the free time and the extra money to upgrade your life and lifestyle. Nine of Pentacles, right? With those little luxuries, whether it be, you know, a new outfit, a new hairdo, whether it be a new place to live, maybe some upgrade in your furniture. Do you see, like, the Nine of Pentacles is trying to make the abundance tangible. But just keep in mind, whether you work towards spiritually, physically, creatively, or otherwise, you deserve this upgrade. You deserve this level up in that way, and these gifts of abundance that come with this fresh start that you are, I feel like, flowing into. The Empress, consider, you know, is all about receptivity. So this is about you being receptive to the way that something can get activated in your life. And I say activation because of the Ace of Wands. It's fire energy. It's the spark that gets ignited. It's the match that gets lit. It's the fire that gets stoked. So I want to say to you, a big break could also come through an idea that you get suddenly. You see, the Empress is birthing an idea. She's birthing a dream. She's birthing a manifestation. Maybe she's birthing a physical child. But either way, there's so much abundance and prosperity that comes from it. And from her, she is also Venus. Think about that for a second. Her energy represents Taurus, so some of you could have that in your chart as well. But this is like goddess energy. This is energy of the Divine Mother. This is energy of the ripening of a harvest, or something that you're about to harvest. So I'm looking at this like you've worked hard. The Nine of Pentacles is showing proof of that. You've worked hard to place yourself in a position of receptivity to receive some kind of tangible gift or miracle of abundance. The Empress is saying, yes, you may have gone through or may experience in the birth of this creation, idea, manifestation, gift of abundance, you may experience some birthing pains along the way. Every creator being does, okay? You just do. But there is a miracle that comes from it. And I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is living or sitting amongst the wish fulfilled. I also think the Nine of Pentacles is saying there were some like not only labor pains, but like, you know, some challenges along the way, some elbow grease put into the situation. And I'm also looking at her energy. Like there will be so much to show for all of it. For all of the aches and labor pains, all of the elbow grease, all of the hard work, you will have much to show for it. And it will result in a tangible thing that you can see, hold, and experience. There's fruitfulness actually in both cards, right? And that Nine of Pentacles is living comfortably. There's financial ease coming your way, fiscal ease. So again, the big break is coming in regards to, I think, your money situation, your level of comfort. It's coming in regards to, I think, career advancement. For some of you, like I said, a manifestation, some big idea you're looking to birth or take action toward, to make real, to make tangible. It could be a money maker for you. So I would say don't hesitate if you feel nudged with the Ace of Wands. Maybe you get a big aha moment, a big bright idea. The Ace of Wands is asking for you to follow through and take action upon that nudge you get from Spirit, because it's the birth of something new into your experience, and it will yield a tangible result. It will yield tangible fruit. And we all deserve to live in abundance, experience abundance, have prosperity, prosper in every area of life. And again, that Nine of Pentacles didn't get to that place of prosperity without having put in the legwork to support it. Self-employment, Nine of Pentacles, might be a goal for some of you. That could be the big break. Some of you might be working towards that goal, towards the goal of self-employment, maybe starting your own business, whether work from home or an actual physical location. Empress is giving me work from home with the Nine of Pentacles, just saying. So I feel like self-made independence is where the big break is coming through for some of you. And that's just in the way I think that you handle your life, your lifestyle, your business. You are going to be self-sufficient with the Nine of Pentacles. There's this feeling of birthing independence in some area of your life. So that big break is, you know, getting to a point where you can take care of yourself, do your own thing, maybe get your own place, move out on your own, you know, for some of you. Or, like I said, branch off to work for yourself. But it feels like your creativity needs that. You're pile 3 and you got the 3 of the Empress. Isn't that cool? But I feel like pile number 3, your energy is coming off as very independent, very self-made, in the sense that you probably are used to doing things on your own terms. Maybe you don't like being told what to do. Maybe you just want to go your own way, do it your way. You don't want to have people in your business. You just want to mind your own business. Is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this reading. And you like, the feeling is making your own hours, or the feeling is also having control over, you know, how you spend your day. And there's like this hyper independent energy that the Nine of Pentacles is giving. And it could be that's where it is. Like, that's where you will thrive. You're going to thrive best by maybe working for yourself, doing your own thing, forging your own path, and not, you know, following the status quo. So it kind of feels here, if any of you have been inspired to maybe take action in the direction of some form of independence, whether it's through employment, whether it's through living on your own, whether it's kind of like doing something that is outside of the box or not expected of you, you know, because it's you, it's your ideas, it's your vision. The feeling is here to follow through with that, because your new beginning, your next big break is going to come from following through with that streak of independence, that also stroke of genius, okay, that comes from the Ace of Wands. So there's so much power in forging your own path, or, you know, following through with a big bright idea. There's a lot of activity and action and momentum behind that, and it's going to launch you into being self-sufficient, self-made, and self-actualized. So I want to know in the comments, like, where does this fall in line for you? Do you feel that this is, you know, in your career, right? Or is this in, you know, how you live your life and lifestyle? Like, where do you feel the independence is screaming to you? Because I feel like that's what this is saying. Your next big break is going to come from the way that you forge some type of independence in your own life, where you're coloring outside the lines versus in, okay? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and for some of you, this is a manifestation. It's been gestating for some time. Sometimes the Empresses can speak about like brooding and waiting for something to happen or be birthed into your world. And it's not that it's this feeling of sometimes we wait, but sometimes we can't help but wait, you see? Sometimes the wait is out of our control. It takes what it takes, right? It takes the time that's needed. And I feel like the Empress has been waiting for this big break. This is also divine feminine energy, so about tapping into your creative flow, right? Tapping into Mother Nature. It's also very grounded energy too, right? Because she represents Mother Earth. So I feel like you're tapping into this energy and the creativity is just flowing and flowing and flowing. And it's like you're going to have to work with that. If you aren't already, you're going to be led to. You're going to be prompted to with the Ace of Wands. And then what this does is lead to a culmination. And it feels like a success, okay, with the Nine of Pentacles. It leads to success. And it feels like what started off as just a vision or a dream you've held inside yourself with the Empress. Because think about, how feminine energy, let's go back to that. Divine feminine energy is all about the subconscious realm. And that's where we create. We create in the subconscious realm. And then we take Ace of Wands, we take the inspired action to make it physically real, earth energy here with the Nine of Pentacles, right? With the coins. So what starts off in the subconscious realm of imagination, in the realm of spirit, then gets activated to become tangibly real in our physical everyday waking life. And that's what I feel like what's happening. This big break is coming in regards to something that you've been gestating, holding within yourself, a dream that you've envisioned for a very long time that now gets fully kind of lit up, activated, and is made real over here to a point where you can live in the dream, okay? I would say live amongst the dream fulfilled. Okay, this is the birth of the dream, and this is you standing, dwelling amongst it, enjoying it with the Nine of Pentacles. Because if you look at that card, she's standing in the garden, enjoying all this fruitfulness and abundance around her. It's luxury, it's beauty, it's, life, life in full bloom. And that's you. After a long wait. But see, that's the thing, that it took the time that it took. You can't rush. You can't rush the process of this being made real. You can't rush the birth of new life. Here's the new life, right? New energy of the Ace of Wands. So yeah, some of you have been waiting for this big break for a long time. Like I said, let me know in the comments in what area of life that big break, is resonating with you, because I see a couple different things here. A change in your environment, right? Change of home, life and lifestyle. A change in your money situation or a shift in that direction, right? The big break could come in regards to increased income. The big break could come in regards to the purchase of a tangible asset or home or a car, even like anything that's tangible, a tangible asset, something in your wardrobe or your look, your identity, okay? For some of you, the big break is coming in regards to business or career or self-employment. But the idea that launches it off the ground, I feel like for some of you, has already been brewing for quite some time, and it's now just a matter of time before it comes to fruition, and you have a tangible physical result and something to show for it. I think this new beginning is very exciting with the Ace of Wands. I think there's activity behind it. I also feel like there's movement, speed, and action and momentum behind it. I also feel like because it's activating, it's fire. I mean, I'm also getting energy of like expediting, or the way that it comes in, it feels like it's expedited. Okay. It doesn't feel like it's, I think it's been a long time in coming, but I also feel like the way that it shows up might be quicker than maybe even you're prepared for. I'm curious to see what's underneath the deck. Oh, okay. So we have the King of Wands. So that kind of ties into, I'm going to go back to the expeditious energy that I was feeling. Again, all this fire, right? Again, it's like, let's go. It's go time. Yes, finally. King of Wands energy is giving me that. Fired up, okay? And it's like once the ball gets rolling, there's no stopping it. This is ready to be experienced, not just in your inner world. Okay, the Empress holds things in her inner world, so does the High Priestess. But the beauty about that progress from the High Priestess to the Empress is the High Priestess is like the spiritual like visualization or imagination, okay, at work. And then the Empress is the planting of the seed so it can be birthed into a tangible world. So it almost does feel like the High Priestess brings it about in the subconscious, and then the Empress is the vessel by which it becomes conscious. You see, so we can form a seed of intention in the subconscious realm of spirit with the High Priestess, but then the archetype of it shifts and changes to then become the Empress, from the High Priestess to the Empress, which then becomes the physical vessel by which it's birthed. That intention becomes birthed into a physical world where we can touch it and experience it and live it. The King of Wands underneath the surface is like, yeah, there's all this activity, there's all this energy, right? There's this push. There's this go-getter energy. And not only that, the focus and the determination and perseverance underneath the deck, that's very established because it's a king. So the stamina to see it through to completion is there with the King of Wands. It's a very like gung-ho energy. You're birthing a dream into physical reality, and the King of Wands to me underneath the surface is saying, underneath the surface, you've kept the spark alive for it. Underneath the surface, you've not let the fire go out for the dream that you've been manifesting. I also feel like you've planted a seed with the Empress. Now, for some of you, you're going to have to take the inspired action to bring it to physical fruition. Inspired action would be the Ace of Wands. You're going to have to take initiative with that ace to kickstart something. So then it levels up, or it advances to the stage of the Nine of Pentacles, so that way you can live it too. Again, not just holding the vision or the dream in your mind's eye or in your heart anymore. This is about living the dream come true in real time. And there's all this fire, activity, and energy and drive to see it become real. And I'm saying that because of the King of Wands, and then the activating energy of the Ace of Wands, which kind of like, you know, lights the match and the fuse, okay? To get it started, to get it moving, to kickstart it. This is brand new energy coming through to bring this to life. For some of you, yeah, I do think highly it's a creative project. It's a goal you've been working towards or waiting to see bear some fruit. There's a growing pains and birthing pains there in the Empress energy to bring it about. The big break is also coming. I think it's coming to bring it in. Because wishes and dreams fulfilled are, you know, our biggest wishes, dreams, and desires aren't meant to stay inside of us forever. They have to eventually come forth, right? They eventually have to come about. And I think the reason for that is because you are the vessel by which these things can manifest. And those ideas, those big ideas, those aha moments were given to you with the Ace of Wands, not to anybody else, not to act upon. You know, no one else is supposed to act upon them but you. And it's like, if you don't, then it just sits there. Nothing happens to it. But in the cards, I'm looking at it like, yes, something's about to happen to that idea. It cannot stay in the realm of the subconscious or held in the birth canal forever. Okay, it eventually has to be brought forth. And I see you as a Nine of Pentacles living amongst it. All the earth energy on the table tells me you're physically about to live it and experience it. I also want to say, look at that. Talk about confirmation, achievement, win the award, accolade, or contract. There you go. You're about to succeed, and I was feeling success over here. You're about to succeed and accomplish this. That's the big break. The achievement and success you've been waiting for, longing for, wishing for, dreaming for. You know what I mean? This is, I feel, a breakthrough and an offer, an opportunity for some of you also, that you're going to have to make moves, okay, towards or take action upon or say yes to. I feel like, yeah, you're going to have to say yes. Look at that. Spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. Again, the realm of spirit, like all of this is created in the realm of spirit, right? Before it's physically birthed into the physical world. And I feel like spirit has been behind, right? These nudges that you've been getting, these ideas. Like I said, the nudges from spirit, we're going to eventually have to act upon them. They can't stay within us forever. And I feel like spirit is nudging you to take action or to birth the idea, okay? And you're getting assistance to do this. You're getting support to move this along. I also want to say you're not doing this by yourself. Okay, you have a whole team of support surrounding this idea and the birth of this dream into reality. You're getting assistance from the heavenly realms because, again, you're the vessel by which this can be birthed through. Okay? It's not meant for anybody else to bring forth. And you're going to get assistance to see it through to completion. Again, think about the number 9, which is the approach of a completion. So I feel like this is the beginning of this fulfillment over here. Spirit needs you, the vessel, to take the first step to bring this to fruition. Because you're the vessel by which it does. You're the one birthing it. But Spirit is bestowing upon you the idea. You're the one holding the codes, the keys to make it real with the Knight of Pentacles. And you will have assistance, full support, okay, to bring it about and see it through. And all the energy you need to back it up, okay, because we have the King of Wands and the Ace. Look at that, self-confidence, strong self-belief, and sense of worth. Yeah, because sometimes big ideas, okay, sometimes our ideas can feel like they're too big even for us. Like, it's like, oh, little old me, you know what I mean? How the hell am I going to pull this off? I got this huge, big, bright idea, Ace of Wands. You know, you might question whether you have what it takes to bring it to fruition, to pull it off. But I feel like this is hyping you up here with this card, saying, yeah, you got the confidence, you got what it takes, and also you know your worth. You're sitting in your divinity as the Empress, okay? You're sitting in your divine energy. Hell yeah, you're more than prepared and ready and got what it takes. You're holding everything that you need inside of you to manifest this in real time. Okay. I almost want to see, real quick, I'm going to grab these, but I kind of want to see what's underneath the surface here too. Okay, happy love. So we have a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. So happy times, good times are ahead, stability, right? Things to celebrate. Yeah, I think this Knight of Pentacles is showing us how good it's about to get for you in many areas of life. For some of you, yes, it could be love, okay? And I'm going to break down what I see in love in just a minute. Okay, let me get this card here first. Now that that's here, I'm curious. I'm curious to see how this might resonate with you guys, because I feel like now I'm picking up on a love story here as well. Okay, so like I said, it's creative project, yes, fertility. Creative projects, fertility could be, you know, like the birth of a baby, so that would explain the love there too, right? Upgrades in your physical environment, home, money, income, absolutely, the manifestation and birth of a dream. But I'm also seeing new love, passion, Ace of Wands, Empress could be, okay, we have reflection. Empress could definitely be, you know, you sitting in your divine energy. You could be the divine feminine, and or some of you are manifesting a divine feminine energy into your life and world. I'm also getting the vibe that because of the energy of independence of the Nine of Pentacles, some of you are very much self-made, self-established. Maybe you're single, doing fine all by yourself, very independent. Maybe you have no desire for love or romance or any of that stuff. But I have a feeling that somebody's coming in to possibly change your mind. And it feels like they're matching your divine, they're matching your divine energy. I feel like they're coming through as a counterpart. And you might have to kind of decide whether you want to stay single or not. Because I feel like the passion and the chemistry is there with the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands for sure. They're enthusiastic. They're finding, finding themselves very enamored and excited about you. So you might have to reconsider whether staying single is something you want to maintain. But the feeling is the reason why they're coming through now is because you have leveled up in your energy, and them showing up with this, new passion or this excited feeling about you is because they're literally a mirror match to your energy. The energy that you're emitting, because you're magnetized, right? You have this sense of self-confidence, and it's just charismatic. So naturally, people are going to be attracted to that. Okay. All right, let's see. We have the reflection and the illumination. So reflection is all about all the things that we look at, hindsight in our journey, right? In the past. And you look at the card and you see the changing leaves. So that definitely is signaling that there's a change in the wind. And your eyes are open, right? With illuminate, you're being enlightened. I felt you were leveling up. So you could be leveling up, not just physically in your environment, your upgrades, your income, but your spirit too. Again, you're walking in divine energy with the Empress. So there's been an enlightenment, an awakening, an awareness. And I feel like once you achieve this manifestation, I'm going to use the analogy of birthing a baby, right? Once you achieve the manifestation, once you birth the baby, you look back on the wait, right? The labor. You look back on the journey of arriving at this moment where the dream is birthed or the child is brought into the world. You have a moment to self-reflect on the journey to getting to that point. But no matter how arduous it was, no matter how challenging it might have been, you look at hindsight, right? You look at it hindsight and you realize, well, it was a gift, right? Your hard work was not in vain. You realize it was just part of the journey to getting to it or having it arrive or manifest. Like you look back on the birth of a baby and you realize you went through so much pain, you went through all this stuff to bring this child into the world, but now that it's here, you don't regret a thing. That's the reflection part. And not only that, you probably learned a lot on the journey to arriving at it. That's why the eye is open and illuminated, because the reflective moment, the hindsight, gives you a level of awareness you did not have before. Hindsight in itself is a gift because it shows you what it taught you, what it brought you, and why things ended up the way that they did to help you arrive where you are. You're about to achieve something big. You're about to manifest something huge. And I feel like to say to you, when you arrive at it, when it arrives to you, when you accomplish it, when you succeed and achieve what it is that you have, for all this time set out to do, you will have a moment of self-reflection and hindsight. And I think with the Illuminate card, it might show you some things you weren't previously aware of, because now that you're there, you have the bigger picture. Now that you've arrived, you have the full picture, right? Of what every step, right, was leading you to. And then you can retrace your steps to see why it happened the way that it did, why it took as long as it did, why it couldn't have happened any other way. You see? That's the reflection. That's the illumination and enlightenment you get. And that's the level of self-awareness that you get on the inside that makes the journey to arriving at the wish fulfilled, at the birth of a dream, that much more special. So prepare for some big eye-opening moments, okay? When this big break comes through. It's going to show you what you couldn't see before. And I also feel like you're just going to have a moment where you realize, you know what? It was all worth it. And would I change a thing? Probably not. Okay. I want to look underneath here since I did that for everything else. Might as well. Yeah, look at that. You have the compass, and then the one card that says, wait. Yeah, right here. You're being guided, right and true, in the direction right here of true north. Heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. So yeah, you're being guided, guarded, directed, led right and true. You're moving with more confidence. You're holding your head higher. You've leveled up again. You've reached some level of heightened awareness and enlightenment and divine energy. I think you're embodying that now. And because you're embodying it like the Empress, this is now being stirred up, activated within you to then receive and achieve outside of you. I almost want to say so within, so without. All that leveling up you did inwardly to build up your confidence, to hold strong and not let the flame and the fire go out for the dream, right? All of that was the inner work that now outwardly has to be reflected to you, right? Here's the outward reflection of the inner labor, work, and creative process that you have been birthing. Let's see if we can get a final oracle card. And then I'm going to roll the dice for further confirmation. Final oracle message. Final oracle message. Let's see. Okay, I just need one. And they're like stuck together. Look at that. Leadership. So talk about the leveling up, stepping into power, owning it, right? Walking in that energy. And then I feel also the activation of it too. So let's see if we can find that. Hold on, just past it. Oh, no way. Okay, didn't I say you're being guided in the direction of true north? With this card, and then you have the North Star. Holy cow. Okay, so it says, in Western culture, we wish upon a star. Look at that. Your wishes come true, right? The birth of a dream, the birth of a wish, the birth of a manifestation here with the Empress. All right, let's keep going. In Western culture, we wish upon a star because the stars represent all that is illuminating and enchanting. They symbolize aspiration, illumination. Come on. You see how aligned my readings are? It's crazy. This is magic in real time. This is synchronicity in real time. Okay? So in Western culture, we wish upon a star because the stars represent all that is illuminating and enchanting. They symbolize aspiration, illumination, inspiration. Inspiration right here. Inspired action right here. Nudges from spirit right here. Yeah, inspiration, imagination, and wonder. And we talked about the imagination and the planting of a seed in the subconscious realm with the energy of the High Priestess and the Empress. Native people use the stars to find their way in the night. The North Star was often used as a kind of compass to make sure one was going in the right direction, right? The North Star symbolizes direction and guidance. Here's your guidance right here, okay? The North Star symbolizes direction and guidance. It's a guiding light for those who can't find their way. It's one of the brightest stars in the constellation, or in its constellation. The sacred landscape wants you to know, just as the North Star is a beacon for travelers in the dark of the night, you are a beacon for others. It's time to step up into the light and take your leadership role. You are a teacher, steward, guardian, and healer, a true leader. Okay? Yeah, and self-made, right? Self-made energy, the Nine of Pentacles. Heck yeah. Own these gifts. Come into the light. Don't hold back. Let the world see your light. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as stepping stones for others to reach their dreams. Birthing of dreams. Birther of dreams is what I'm hearing. If you have been hiding in the background, it's time to break out and become the light for others. Though this, or through this, your star shines brightly. Whoa. Okay. It's time for you to be seen. Step up. Step to the front of the line. Okay, is what I heard. Come to the front of the line. No more hiding in the back. Yeah, this is you coming to the forefront with this Nine of Pentacles, I feel as well. And taking your rightful place. Okay, taking your rightful place. As you should. Because you're walking in this divine, empowered energy, right? Self-confidence. Heck yeah. I love this. Pile number 3. All right, let's see what your angel number is to further confirm the messages already shared, right, in this reading. Let's see. Sometimes the angel number literally mirrors the reading word for word. I'm just saying, like 90% of the time it does. And I say if it doesn't, it's because there's maybe a personal message you needed. If it doesn't, but a lot of times, I swear, it does line up. 7, 0, okay. 9. So 709 is your angel number. Go ahead and look up that number, see what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. Consider hyping up the video to boost it in algorithm so that way other people who need this message can find it. And you can support me further by becoming a channel member for exclusive readings and content I put out for members only. And you can take it a step further beyond that if you wish by visiting me on Etsy. Link to my Etsy store is down below. I have cool things there that I make by hand. I have channel paintings that I do as well if you're into that. And personal readings upon availability. So much love to you wherever you are. Be well, be safe, take care. Thank you for spending time with me, and always keep shining.